What's going on, you guys? It's your girl Vanity V. I hope you guys are having a great Monday. So, Married to Medicine season 10 episode 2 aired last night, and I will say this episode wasn't as exciting as the season premiere, but I think it was really cool because it kind of laid the foundation for some of the drama that we're about to see throughout the season. And I'm excited because my girl Quad made her appearance. I was a little disappointed that she wasn't in the first episode. However, we saw how much they were talking about her, so we know that this season is going to be very much centered around Quad. So I'm excited. Quad is good TV. She's beautiful, and you know, she's gonna definitely bring it like she always does. Sidebar. Let me just say this, because this is how fine this man was. You know, I didn't even get started on a review, but I just have to say this. Quad's new boo, which they showed this episode, is fine as hell. That man's so damn fine, y'all. He looked like he about 6'6". He looks, you know, like he's absolutely Nigerian, beautiful skin, you know, full beard, fine built. Quad, he's fine. So I'm hoping that you are still with this man. I'm hoping you hit at least once or twice or 55 times. Quad, he's fine. So that's how fine he is. He's probably the finest man I've ever seen on Bravo. So kudos to you, Quad. All right, so let's get into the episode. The episode starts with Quad and Shady Phaedra, which, let me say this, you guys. I was nervous, you know, how Phaedra was going to fit into the fold with all the ladies. I'm still a little bit nervous, but the more I see her intertwine with the girls, I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable. Now, I love Phaedra, but I think that my uncomfortability comes from the fact that Phaedra kind of be lying. Not kind of, she be lying, y'all. Phaedra, I like you. I like you. Your quips are hilarious. You are so funny. You're beautiful. You look great, Phaedra, because I think Phaedra's hitting on 50, but Phaedra looks like she's all of, you know, 39, 40. Phaedra looks great. But again, Phaedra be lying. And again, I said this, but there's something very authentic about Married to Medicine, and so I don't want her to taint this group of girls. I don't think she is, and that's why I think I'm okay with it. But we see Phaedra and Quad. It's so cute to see them together because they clearly have a very real relationship. We know that Quad and Phaedra kind of met through Dr. G when Quad was with Dr. G. So, you know, they're catching up. They're talking about all the happenings. Phaedra is like, you know, what is going on? Why are you not around the girls? And Quad is just basically like, well, you know, they were fake and phony. I don't like how things ended. We saw how, you know, crazy the reunion was, and we saw that people were attacking Quad. Her and Dr. Heavenly were getting into it. We know the beef with her and Toya that is like ongoing, that looks like it's never going to end. And so Quad was like, I just been keeping my distance, you know. And Phaedra definitely to her girl. Toya done told the people that you have a DUI child, and Quad was like, what? Which I'm certain that Phaedra probably called Quad in the car like, girl, this lady done told people your business. So I know Quad already had the heads up, but for the sake of pretending like she didn't know, you know, she basically told us, look, I was pulled over. I did not breathe in the breathalyzer. It looks like the case got dropped. And that might be true. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've never had a DUI. I know people that have, where, you know, you are charged, but then you're not, you know, you get an attorney and they drop the charges. So she may not officially have a DUI on her record, but she probably was pulled over. They were trying to probably pin a DUI on her, and it looks like, according to Quad, that she got out of it. So whatever, people get DUIs every day. I mean, that wasn't, you know, an exhilarating, you know, revelation that Toya made. Toya is just grasping at straws, looking for anything to get at Quad about, because Quad accused her of allegedly being involved in robbing that lady last year. So we know Toya wants some get back. But, you know, they're sitting there and they're talking, you know, Phaedra fills her in on the little showdown that they had at Sweet Tea's house. And she kind of told Phaedra, you know, this is how she met Dr. G. And, you know, she's what, 23 years younger than Dr. G, and Quad was like, well, I'm younger than him, and she's like, no, boo-boo, 23 years. I don't remember exactly how much younger Quad is from Dr. G. I'm going to assume, I think that Quad is a year or two older than me. She's in her early 40s. So Dr. G might be 50. I'm going to, assume, or close to 50. So I'm thinking, because I know that Sweet Tea is in her early 30s. So yeah, so he's probably 10 years older than Quad. I mean, we're going to get into Dr. G in Sweet Tea. Because I love the conversation that Phaedra had with Dr. G at the end of the episode, but we'll get there when we get there. So yeah, they're just catching up or whatever, kind of throwing shade, but it was good nonetheless to see, Phaedra interact with Quad, because I do think that they have a genuine relationship. So that was nice. Okay, so we're going to fast forward a little bit to Toya, Dr. Eugene, and her sons. Now, is it me? Were y'all cringing at this scene? Let me just say this. Let me say the good things. You start with love. That's what the people say. So I'm gonna start with love. I love Dr. Eugene. Toya's beautiful, and her sons are beautiful, right? They're having a sex talk with their sons. Now, let me just say this, because their sons, I'm assuming their sons are like 12, 13. My daughter's 9. And what I do know is that stuff is like fast forward with these kids. Like, it's not like when I was a kid where, you gradually learned about sex and dating and all of these things. These kids learn about, my daughter's 9, and she's always coming home telling me something that she heard at school. So I want to commend them for having a sex talk with their sons. And how this came about, I guess one of Toya's and Dr. Eugene's sons was in his iPad, and his son said that he thought his dad was watching Playboy. Come to find out, Dr. Eugene wasn't. He was watching a Playboy documentary, which I think I did. I didn't see the documentary, but I am aware that there is a Playboy documentary, and I believe that probably is true. Who watches Playboy? Playboy got a channel still? That man wasn't watching Playboy. He probably was watching the documentary. And so Dr. Eugene and Toya were like, okay, well, we need to have a little talk with the boys. Now, again, I think that it's great that they feel comfortable, because I do believe you need to, be transparent with your kids and have these conversations. And I guess it's probably good to showcase that for the world to see, so that other parents can, be open with their kids. However, I don't like how they did it, y'all. I feel like it was too much jokey going on. I don't like the balls and the this, and I don't think they needed to tell them about orgasm. I don't know. Maybe I'm being a prude, but I was cringing at this scene. I like the intention behind it, but I just don't know if I like the delivery. Y'all tell me what y'all thought. I love their kids. They have beautiful sons. Their sons are very sweet. I think, they're doing a great job raising them, all of the things. But I don't know. I was cringing a little bit at this scene, you guys. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Moving along. So we see Dr. Jackie. I love to see Dr. Jackie in her element. We know she is a gynecologist to the stars. So she, we've seen her deliver all the babies. We've seen her deliver all the surrogates babies. And now she is the gynecologist, the OBGYN for the brat. I love the brat. I love, her relationship with Judy. I think it's Judy, right? They're super cute. We know that. I didn't know that the brat was 48. So I like to see stuff like that, because it gives hope. A lot of women, once they hit 40, it's kind of like this, I don't want to say death sentence, but like this stigma attached to like, oh, you can never have a baby over 40. And we do know biologically it's harder every year after, you're considered geriatric after 35. So we know once you hit your 30s, it gets harder and harder to have a kid. And then once you're in your 40s, it's very difficult and when you're close to 50, it's almost impossible. So I love that Dr. Jackie in her job, she shows, look, you know, just because you're of a certain age, you can still have a healthy pregnancy, all that. It was cute, her banter back and forth with the brat. Let me just say this. The brat, whatever Judy's doing to the brat, she be having the brat talking like a baby. The brat is in love. So, yeah, I just enjoyed seeing that scene. It was cute when Dr. Jackie asked the brat, you know, what are you eating? And the brat pretended like she was asleep. You know, I like the brat a lot. So that was nice. My favorite scenes are when Dr. Jackie is working. I love to see her interaction with women and supporting them. And she is an amazing doctor. So that is great. All right. So then we go to the scene with Sweet Tea. She's going dress shopping, and she takes her friend and she invites Phaedra and Toya. So they come. Let me say this. Now, I get why she invited Toya and Phaedra. She invited Toya because out of everybody, she seems the closest to Toya, but I question that relationship because Toya hates Quad. So I'm wondering if Toya purposely befriended Sweet Tea because she hates Quad. I'm going to go with the latter. And then she invites Phaedra because she says, and I get it, you know, I wouldn't have invited them hoes because I believe that buying a dress is very intimate. So you should have the closest people to you, but they're on the show. So she invited Phaedra because we know Phaedra and Dr. G are close. So they're there, they're trying on dresses. Phaedra, leave that girl alone about her booty. Phaedra is going to continue to make sure that she going to drive Sweet Tea to get in the BBL. She talk about her pancake butt every chance she gets. Phaedra, leave her alone because it's upsetting Sweet Tea. You know, I have a nice size butt, so I don't have those issues. However, you know, I imagine if you have a pancake butt, you do not want to be reminded of that. So Phaedra is telling the lady to be careful what dress she buys because you don't want your pancake butt to. But I will say this, I get it, because you want to look nice and voluptuous, you know, and curvy on the day of your wedding. But Phaedra, you ain't got to keep telling her. You ain't got to use pancake, okay? So leave her alone. You know, and then Toya's there looking beautiful. Toya just spilled a glass of wine in the place, child, with her clumsy self. And then the part that stood out to me, you guys, in this dress fitting is, why would she tell these ladies that she is in a, not support group, what does she call it? Just a Facebook group for women that date older men? They will make a group out of anything. That is the dumbest group I've ever heard of in my life. A group for women that date older men. What are they talking about in that group? So, you know, as soon as she tells Toya and Phaedra that, they're like, well, huh? And then the girl that Sweet Tea brought, she met in the group. Sweet Tea's weird, you guys. She's weird. Why is she joining that group? And even if she did, I would never tell anybody that. Why are you telling them? You know they're gonna go tell the other ladies and run with it. Phaedra ran and told Dr. Heavenly that later Dr. Heavenly asked if she was in therapy for dating an older man. Like, Sweet Tea, why would you tell them that? Girl. So yeah, I don't know. The verdict is out on Sweet Tea. I don't know what I think about Sweet Tea. I'm not feeling her. And I think that it's because she gives me gold digger. So moving on, Sweet Tea, we see her, she sits down with Dr. G and they're talking. And, you know, she lets us know that she works for the government and that she's, you know, works from home and all those things, which is great because I too work from home. So, Sweet Tea, I know the exhilaration and the amazingness of working from home. So she says she works from home, and, you know, then Dr. G comes out and she cooks him dinner. He says she's a great cook. But then when they're talking, she's telling him how stressed out she is. And, look, I'm going to just say this. I'm not going to judge the levels of stress, But man, how stressed out can you be working from home in a mini mansion or whatever y'all have? You don't have no kids, and your man is paying everything. She said he pays 90% of everything. How stressed out can you be? Now, granted, I have not planned it for a wedding, and most of my friends are married. I've been in their weddings, so I know there is a huge level of stress that comes from it. But I imagine if you're not the one paying, how stressful can that be? Because my friends, they was paying. So that's why they were stressed. They was, how do I pay for the flowers? How do I pay for the venue? I need the open bar, all of these things. My dress is $60 million. Like, that's stress. If you're not paying for it, because Dr. G was like, I'm paying for it. So he basically was like, I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to plan it because I'm paying for it. Do you really want his help in the planning anyway? Dr. G's giving like he wouldn't be very resourceful or helpful. Like, Sweet Tea, do you really want his help? I suggest you continue to plan for it. And, if you're stressed, you could do yoga. You could maybe do an edible. You could maybe, take a walk, meditation. Watch a comedy. There's a lots of things that you can do to combat stress, Sweet Tea, but I would not involve that man in helping you plan this wedding. I'm just saying. So anyway, moving along. So then we have Toya. She's starting she has a wine club, which Toya, I think this is a great idea. This is right up your alley. Since the inception of this show, you have been the wine girl. You always have wine. You're always giving your friends wine. You have the best wine opener I have ever seen. Toya, if you probably will never see this, but if you do, can you please drop down in my comments and tell me where you got that wine opener from? But yes, Toya, I think this is a great idea. She has a wine club that she's promoting. And it's where I'm assuming, I don't know if it's a quarterly subscription or a monthly subscription. And she says she has choices of 200 wines that she has personally tasted herself. That's a lot of wine. I'm a Riesling girl. I don't really deviate much from Riesling. Pinot Grigio a little bit. I don't really like the real dry wines, but tasting 200 wines is crazy. But I guess, if you are going to have a wine club, then I guess you would taste 200 wines. So y'all join Toya's wine club. She has 200 wines for y'all to choose from. And I think this is great. I'm rooting for Toya. I'm all about women empowerment, women building businesses, and especially ones that make sense. So Toya, this is great. I'm interested. I would absolutely join your wine club, Toya. So I'm going to look more into that. Maybe I can report back to y'all on her wines, because again, Toya is fabulous. She's beautiful, and she probably has some really good wines on there. So yes, kudos to Toya. And then, so, in promoting this wine, this new venture that she has, she gets the girls together, and, all of the girls except for Quad, of course, and they all come, to kind of taste her wines and, just try them out. Of course, we have Dr. Heavenly, shady as ever. Like I said, she went right and asked the lady Sweet Tea at this wine tasting. So, ma'am, I heard that you're in therapy for dating an older man. And so she's like, no, I did not say that. And so she said, who said that? She hit him with the portion. Who said that? You know who said that. Phaedra. It's always Phaedra. Phaedra was the one on the Atlanta season who said that too. Phaedra's always saying that. It's always Phaedra who said that. But yeah, obviously Phaedra went and told Dr. Heavenly what this lady said, which I would have too, because that sounds crazy. And so then, that's when Sweet Tea clarifies that no, again, it's not a support group, or it's not a therapy. I'm in just a regular Facebook group where we talk about this, which kind of sounds like a support group, but nonetheless, she clarifies it. And, the girls taste the wines, the girls, and then Sweet Tea told the ladies, you all disrespected me by continuing to bring up Quad. And Toya's like, me too? Yes, Toya, you too. You were the one that dropped the bomb about Quad's ass getting the DUI. Yes. So I will say this, I'm glad she told them that. She was well within her right, because she's right. So there's two parts to this, right? She's absolutely right. If I was her, don't bring Quad up. Like, I'm with him now. I don't care about that lady. Don't bring her up. But, Sweet Tea, you can't expect them to not talk about Quad, though. I get why you don't want them to. I know I just sounded like I just, you know, I know I'm like all over the place. But I could just see both sides to it. Quad is still a cast member on the show. She is cool with most of them outside of Toya, you know, and yourself. They all talk to her still. You know, at the time of filming, it was weird, but like Quad is entrenched in this group and she's on the show, so you can't expect them to not talk to you about Quad. And Quad is an OG. She been here, girl. You knew. Like, you don't really got no like clout in this. So again, I get where she's coming from, but it's not realistic. So you might want to check your expectations on that, Sweet Tea. So anyway, so they taste the wines and all of that. And, you know, Dr. Heavenly gives her kudos, which I like. I actually like it when Dr. Heavenly and Toya are like getting along. I think they're fun together. They always bump heads. We also like to see that, but I do like to see them getting along. So she told Toya she was proud of her, and Toya's like, oh, that's so nice coming from a hater. Toya, just take the congratulations, girl. Damn. She said she's proud of you. Just take that for face value so y'all can move along. So anyway, so that was good to see the girls together. And then we have the final scene where Phaedra sits down with Dr. G. They have dinner. Now, sidebar, y'all. Is it me, or do y'all see some chemistry with Dr. G and Phaedra? I do. I'm just curious what you guys think. Granted, they're friends. They dated or whatever they did in the past, but there's like some chemistry. I saw it. But yeah, so they talk, you know, Phaedra says, oh, she likes Sweet Tea. But one thing she did tell Dr. G, and I'm so glad, she absolutely told Dr. G, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and get a prenup. You know, this man is acting like he ain't gonna get no prenup. He said he brought it up to her. That man is not gonna get no prenup. Men, y'all, some of y'all are really stupid. And women too. Like, this is my thing. Now, granted, Phaedra did not on camera yet tell him what she said about, oh, she's excited about getting access to the money. So Phaedra is like already on to her. But Dr. G, you don't get any gold digger vibes from this girl? Because I got the vibes from her immediately. And this is what I say, some men are really naive and stupid when they just find a woman that they want. All logic goes out the window. Women do it too, so it's not just men. People like stop thinking logically when they're in love or in lust or whatever. And I'm glad that she said that. She's an attorney, as sketchy as an attorney Phaedra can be. She made a good point. She's like, look, I see this all the time. I'm gonna need you to go ahead and get a prenup. So I hope Dr. G gets a prenup, y'all, because that would be a very big mistake. Because again, you know, Sweet Tea seems very lovely. I'm sure she's very nice and she could cook ham hocks and the things. But Dr. G, she's a lot younger than you. And I don't know that I'm convinced that she's with you for love. Because everything about it is sketchy, from the way that she slid into your DMs to what she said in your DMs to what she has said to the ladies, to her just being so eager to get access to your money. It screams red flag, like all of glaring red flags. So I just hope he got a prenup. He probably didn't though. But anyway, so what did y'all think of the second episode? It was okay. I give it a 7.5. Ish. I think the next episode is gonna be good. This is where we see the bachelor and bachelorette parties, and child, somebody that invited Quad to the and I think it was Phaedra. I'm not going to, just because that screams Phaedra, but I guess let's just see what happens. So I think episode 3 is gonna be really, really good. So you guys, let me know what you guys thought about this episode. Drop down in my comments, like, subscribe, share, and I will talk to you guys next week when we see episode 3. Bye-bye.